Bird of Prey 5. El Karuga.
Kapla!
Kapla.
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Karoga. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
If you come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. If you're here to make war, we surrender.
Both good. The important thing is I'm meeting new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. And that means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird of Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello, world. I'm sorry. Let's try that again. I see my audio is off. Give me 1 second, people. Don't adjust your speakers yet. Test your microphone. Manage sound settings. Input devices. Device properties. Volume. There we go. Okay. Hello, world. It's Bird of Prey 5, Kapla, and welcome to Bed Life for April 1st, April Fool's Day, Monday, 2024. I used to love me April Fool's Day. I was a wee lad, Karogan lad, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. Those years, the good years. You had no worries, at least before I had worries. Later on, I would have more worries to more than make up for the worry-free years that Mom O'Prey and Dad O'Prey provided for us. Was remarkable time to grow up, now that I think about it. But it was fun. Like, it was a day. It was cool. Nobody expected it, and it was fun. You used to, play a prank on your teacher or something, and everybody just laughed about it. Ha ha ha. But then something funny started happening about April Fool's Day. Fucking companies, corporations, they started marketing April Fool's Day. Okay? Things started changing. It became expected that they were going to start doing April Fool's product placements, April Fool's jokes, right? When corporate America decided to take over April Fool's Day, it kind of started losing its meaning to me. It was one thing when the first company here or there, a game company, or I think it was, or at the time, like I would probably was reading like Electronic Gaming Monthly or Popular Science. In fact, I remember a very specific. I think it was either Popular Science or Popular Mechanics, or it was either Popular Science, Popular Mechanics, or I believe, or might have even been Electronic Gaming Monthly, because it was one of a few magazines I actually received in the house via, magazine, via mail delivery, U.S. mail. And so did one of my, I mean, not that I had a whole lot of friends at I think it was either junior high or high school, early years. But junior high I did, because it was all the same kids as elementary. So it was like high school. I must have been high school where I didn't really make a lot of friends in high school. I had a few, but nothing like anyway, this one guy, he was, it doesn't matter. He was from a different cultural background than myself, but he was a funny guy, I thought. And there was the April article, the April edition of the magazine. There was this joke article where they claimed to have photographic proof of a God, it's not gonna come out as funny for you as it was hysterical for me, because this kid who was my friend, he was you knew he was just so, I knew him to be easily impressionable. Okay, I maybe not, well, let's just say somebody who would believe just about anything if you told it to him in a stern enough voice, which is surprisingly a lot of people. But anyway, so this article claimed that they had photographic proof of a macro-sized elementary particle called the bigaton or something. And it was just, it was literally just a smashed computer monitor. Granted, it was a CRT, because in those days, all computer monitors were CRTs. So they were saying that the CRT is basically just a a a particle accelerator. That CRTs are basically just particle accelerators, and every so often, you know, one in a trillion times, instead of accelerating an electron, it would accelerate some other subatomic particle. And this time, the theorized bigotron was captured, and it was basically a basketball-sized elementary particle that was clearly just a photoshopped in perfect sphere over the smashed screen photograph of a broken monitor screen. And he was, for sure, he's like, oh my God, he was so, the joy in his face, and he was so interested. He wanted to talk to me. He was like, oh my God, Joe, did you see this? He was Joey. Because in school I was Joey. Although I tried to go by Joe for a while, but then I tried to go back to Joey. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. He was like, Joey, did you see this? I'm like, what are you talking about? It was like, the Bigotron. The Bigotron. And I hadn't seen it yet, but as soon as I saw the picture, I realized that it was April. But what got me was that was the first time I had seen a mainstream periodical in my granted in my life, which was limited. I'm sure other magazines had done April Fool's things before, but it was the first one I ever remember seeing it done. And then by the next year, like 2 or 3 things had done it. And by the year after, every single magazine I was subscribed to, or I was reading, or I even knew existed, every single one was doing April Fool's editions, April Fool's articles, to the point that there were other things coming up that were just reviews of all the April Fool's things of prior articles. So it was like, not only were April Fool's editions to be expected, or April Fool's articles to be expected, now they're also all being judged against each other. And at that point, I started realizing, once you expect an April Fool's article, it's just not funny anymore. It's just not fun. And I thought, okay, surely in a year or two, this would go away. But no, this kept up year after year after year, to the point that even 4 or 5 years ago, it was still going super strong. And I was getting really, really annoyed. And I remember bitching about this when I first started doing Bed Life. That April 1st had become so synonymous with April Fool's Day, and it had been going on for 20 or 30 years, that it was crazy. It just, nobody, it ruined the entire holiday. It wasn't part, there was no point of having April Fool's Day, because everybody expected it to happen. But then a strange thing happened. I'll be honest, COVID was shit. It ruined a lot of things. But one of the things I seem to notice during COVID and since April Fool's Day lost a lot of PR, a lot of publicity. And maybe it's just the fallout death of magazines and such. Even though it moved from magazines to blogs and whatnot, but maybe it's just the end of an era. But the expected April Fools this year and last year are just not nearly as high as they used to be. And on my own web forum, like I started, well, I was officially took over in 2008, I believe. And the first couple of years I was still in, okay, we got to make it funnier and funnier and funnier. And then it was just like, you know what? We had to give up because like, well, everybody's like, well, no, what are you going to do? And everybody was like, they started preparing. Like, no, don't prepare. Don't, if you prepare, that's completely ruins the point of April Fool's Day. So then the real April Fool's Day came, and there was finally a year that I did absolutely nothing for April Fool's Day. And people were like, is that the end thing? Is to not acknowledge April Fool's Day? Like, whatever you want to take it. But then 2 years, 3 years, 4 years went by, and I stopped doing April Fools. And I was like, I was the only web forum not doing April Fool's Day. And people would talk about that. And now, God knows, I can't remember the last time I did an April Fool's Day on my web forum. And people are just fine without it. Nobody, I don't even think anybody's talking about it anymore. And that's good. Of course, I haven't been there to check. So maybe that's not so good, but I'm tired of April Fool's Day. I am tired of April Fool's Day. I know it's not quite a rant, but that's what I'm feeling. And to be honest, I'm surprised I'm awake enough to talk about that because, oh my God, it has been a very, very rough week. And it's only Monday. It's only Monday. I was so tired. Even overnight, I was exhausted. I was so tired overnight, I couldn't breathe well. My oxygen was dropping as I fell asleep. I have my ring, which records your heart rate and your oxygen level, and it was not a great night. As I was sleeping, oxygen would get low. Though as morning came, the oxygen got slightly better. And woke up, had to spend a few hours trying to do certain things that you've got to do. And John Araki with a 99-cent super sticker. Thank you, John Araki. And I know that was given quite a while ago, but That was just, let's just say, that was part of the reason
Scanning. Indications negative at this time.
I was awake. And then after that, I decided to just take another nap. It was about noon. Usually I fall asleep for an hour, maybe an hour and a half for a midday nap. But I fell asleep about, well, 12:15 is when I first laid down. I ended up waking up a couple of times to urinate, which was a little odd, but 12:40, I was debating whether I should just get up because it wasn't going well, or if I should lay back down. Against my better thought, I laid back down, and boom, next thing I knew, it was 3:40. It was 3:40. Holy crap. That long of a midday nap is unheard of. Unheard of for me. Oh my God. I woke up. I had a sandwich. This is the first real food not the first real food. I've been eating food as usual, but I've been forcing it down these last few days. It's been so miserable. This was the first food I can say I ate in like 72 hours that I actually felt hungry. I felt good. Felt good to eat. And that includes Sisso Frey had ordered steak. She ordered steaks for us. And Mamo Frey got her lobster tail. Mamo Frey got a lovely lobster tail for Easter. And she was very happy. I got the steak. It was hard to eat, but it was good. I just had little pieces of the steak because I couldn't eat. My stomach was so bad. I couldn't eat despite having food. But today, first time after waking up from the nap, I wanted a cold cut sandwich on English muffin. Mamo Frey got it ready, yeah. So, knocking wood, feeling good after this nap. We'll hopefully things will go well. Not Ryan Johnson, first in the chat today, says hello in Kapla, hail Karoga, at 12:11 p.m. Eastern time, and I was still in the chat getting things set up right before I was going to take my nap. This was literally 5 minutes before I set up the ventilator. Mamo Frey helped set up the ventilator that I use when I nap. Richie Poole then came in second in the chat, besides me, with his 2 alpacas. John Araki says, happy National Day of Bird Visibility, y'all. And put in some rants, emojis, and then the 99-cent Super Poop super sticker, which I just ran, and he got eyebrow dax. Thank you, John Araki. Happy National Day of Bird Visibility. Now, I'm guessing that is a April Fool's joke, but I'm not 100% sure. Johnny Rocky says next Monday there will be significantly less bird visibility. Is that because it's not April Fool's Day? April 8th, the eclipse. Ah, gotcha. Thank you, Mama Pray. There was Mama Pray. Mama Pray said, "Did you hear about the eclipse? It's going to affect cell service." I was like, cell phones? How is the eclipse going to affect cell phones? Like, Mama Pray, it doesn't make any sense. There are eclipses all the time. There've been, there are solar eclipses elsewhere in the world. There's been solar eclipse in the United States. There's no cell phones plans, not plans. Cell phone technology doesn't get affected by the sun, by an eclipse. Mama Pray doesn't know that, but as a engineering, tech science minded geeky person like myself, I was like, there's no way. I was like, that's bullshit, Mama Pray. That clearly whoever made that headline was fake news, and to the point that I was like, let me Google it and see what the hell are they talking about. And when I Googled it and I came to it, I was like, oh, okay. So the headline was pretty much as Mama Pray said it was. But if you read the article, it wasn't the eclipse causing a problem. It was New York State putting out an alert that so many visitors are thinking of coming to New York during the eclipse, because Western New York State is going to have such and upstate New York are going to be in the path of totality, that an influx of people to the region might overload the cellular towers and cause disruption in the cell phone network. So it's not that these, they phrased it like sun activity. The moon and the sun are going to do something to screw up cellular service, but it's not. It has nothing to do with the sun and the moon, other than the position of the sun and the moon might move enough human people, and too many people might try to use the service at the same time. And upstate New York does not have a particularly great cell phone network. It is much sparser than one would think for a state as vast as New York, unless you're literally along an interstate, the interstate highways. If you go up and down the New York State Thruway and the other interstate highways, you get pretty good coverage. But when you get into the interior of upstate New York and you're, more than a few miles from an interstate highway, it is pretty tough going, I'll be honest. You'd be surprised how hard it is to get a signal. Star Trek Nitpickers is in the house. Says, I feel like a fool. No, Star Trek Nitpickers, you do some great stuff. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings. Mike Richards. And I was a couple of minutes late, I think. And I said, tell everybody soon. I was literally just finishing eating, catching up to start the stream. Yvette says, good evening, Bird and everyone. Good evening to the lovely Yvette. And Captain Fandom Nerd says, hello, Captain. You know, I say this stuff now, and I wonder if I ever even left the backstage. I'm probably still logged in to the backstage. Captain Phantom Nerd says, hello, Captain. Pop Culture Curator says, hello, everyone. Kapla, Pop Culture Curator. Hope you are doing well, Pop. Hope you are doing well. Taylor Swift, greater than Disney Star Wars. And MCU puts in some Mamo Pray emojis and some Karogan flags. Thank you, Taylor Swift. Greater than Disney Star Wars. Hakeem says, hello, Bird in chat. Kafla Hakeem. LDG Free the Net says, hello, everyone. Thank you, LDG. LDG, if I'm somehow coming through in the underground, please just kick me. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, Kapla Lurk Mode. Kapla Gorilla. Jim's Landscape LLC, Commodore Productions. Kapla Commodore. He says hi to Gorilla, Pop, and LDG. The Basco scenario is in the house. Kapla Basco. Schwario says, Bird Opry 5 Kapla. Hope you and the other Oprays are doing well today. Schwario. Oh my God. So when it rains, it pours. And when it pours, it really pours. Mamo Frey and myself, we had been going through a lot of stuff. And just when we thought, oh my God, all this paperwork was over, we thought we might have had, who knows, a week, 2 weeks, maybe month before the next crisis, existential crisis was upon us. But no, I didn't even get one full day. We thought everything was just done, and I have the service where I get a scan of the mail, the snail mail that's coming to my mailbox. And Saturday, the day before Easter, I looked at the incoming mail, and one of the letters, in fact, the first letter that was scanned that day was from New York State. And that's never a good it's never a good logo to see.
Department of
The Department of Taxation and Finance, New York State. And as if that is not bad enough news, Audit Division. And if that is exactly what you think it is, because it is. New York State is auditing my taxes.
That we just sent in.
Mama,
I just finished them. It's
the taxes were just accepted like
a week ago.
a week ago. We did TurboTax.
But now, may I?
Yes, Mama.
Okay. In reading that letter, they want every receipt, proof of every medical expense, and then proof of everything else. Now, everything else is pretty cut and dry. I mean, this was not in any way, what do you call that? Faking your taxes. The medical expenses for Bird are outrageous. His medical supplies, along with, even though he's got Medicare and a supplement, many of the doctors that visit the home or do virtual visits don't accept Medicare or his supplement. So he had his tooth extracted last year. That alone was over $2,000. I mean, it's just finding the receipts again. I had them. I put the whole box away, nice and neat, and taped it up and said, 2023 taxes. But besides the 2023 taxes, I have another box with all the paper receipts. Unfortunately, those were not as neat or in any kind of order. So those are the things we have to get out and show them for every box of nitrile gloves I order and every, I don't know what else, bandages. And it's not that we're ordering from one place. We order so many things that I do I do look for the best price. It could be on Amazon. It could be from a medical supply company. It could be on eBay. I'm ready to bang my head against the wall, guys. I feel like just telling them, why don't you just come here and spend a day and tell me if my numbers aren't right?
I kind of wish that too.
Yeah. You know, they give me money, not me, him. So I'm back to the boxes and the paperwork for a bit longer.
Funny thing is, not funny, but thank you, Mama Frey.
You're welcome. Hi, guys. Bye, guys.
Funny thing is, kind of, not really. This has happened before. Maybe 6 years ago. And I ended up owing money because it wasn't, you could fight it, but it's your word against their. They just say, this is what we want, so fine, I'll just pay you. I'm not going to, I can't fight it. Don't have the money or the willpower. And to be honest, the person I spoke to was a very nice woman on the other side of the phone. She was like, well, this and that. And she seemed to understand the predicament we were in. And
How do you explain to a geologian machine?
yeah, I had to explain why I was deducting wet dry vacuum cleaners, and it was the Geologia machine, and by all accounts I am completely within my rights to deduct things because I was using it for medical use. You know, they did ending up allowing it, but like I have to explain like this is a medical device, even though it's not considered a medical device most of the time. But that wasn't what I was going to say.
You started saying the funny thing.
Yeah, I forget what.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. This has happened before. I paid some money, and I tried. She's like, you know, this happened really because your taxes to New York State were not only zero, but you requested a refund. And the thing is, I didn't really want the refund. I would have been happy to just give New York State, you know, a little bit in taxes and not get any refund. But there's this stupid $67, $63 refund that the state sends, and TurboTax requires you to accept. Like I spent hours trying to fight with TurboTax, trying to figure out, is there a way not to, I did not want to get this $63 refund from New York State, but TurboTax requires you to accept the refund if you do the taxes through TurboTax. And I was so fucking annoyed because I knew every fucking year that we were getting this $63 back. We were basically throwing up, hey, and audit us, a big old audit me alert to New York State, where I suspect had we not gotten any money back, they wouldn't have noticed, they wouldn't have cared, and we would have been just fine. But no, last year was another year where for whatever fucking reason, TurboTax wouldn't, our numbers were in that, the numbers just worked out that we couldn't not pay. We couldn't not get a refund from New York State. If TurboTax worked like it should or whatever, I would have been able to just say, no, I still want to pay. I will still pay. Instead of giving a $63 refund, I'll send $200 to New York State just because I want to. I do want to pay more taxes than I have to, technically. I thought it would have been perfectly fine, but no, there was no way to do that with TurboTax. So we got sent our taxes, and now we're going to be audited Oh, yeah, I'm sure I'm going to end up paying a little extra, but it's more the paperwork. The paperwork, and most of it falls on Mama Frey. I'll do what I can, but she's the one who's putting the receipts away and whatnot, and literally storing things around the house. And I'll have to go physically find them. It's gonna be, go. Maybe New York State will say Happy April Fools to me, but I don't. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see an April Fools coming from the Department of Taxation and Finance.
Do you want my theory?
Yes, Mama Frey, what is your theory on why I got that letter?
I hope I don't get you thrown off YouTube by saying this. You're a registered, you know what?
Sex offender?
No,
Oh,
starts with an R.
Republican. Yeah, don't worry, I'm not a registered sex offender.
No.
Oh no. What? I don't know what happened there, guys, but my computer backup software just
Oh my God.
just broke in with a Windows alert because it wanted to update the software, and it shut everything off for a second.
Yeah.
I hope you're still there. I hope that. Okay, yeah, it appears that the stream is still working.
Not now.
A survey?
Yeah, I don't know how to take it. Of all people that got that.
Oh, you think that okay. You think that everybody being audited is a registered Republican?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. Maybe it's time I re-register. I would register Democrat and see if the audits go down. Star Trek Nitpicker says CBS announced a TNG reunion show. April Fools. God damn it. Schwario says, yay, April Fool's Day. I'm a happy April Fool's Day. Thank you. Hakeem says, Kaplata Pop Culture Curator. Schwario's got the hand and the umbrella ready. Yvette says, in the UK, many years ago, the BBC News put out spaghetti tree harvesting. Frighteningly, so many people believed it. As a kid, I remember asking my dad, why are so many people that dumb? So, oh, thank you, Yvette. That's so okay. So I guess April Fool's still a thing out there in the UK as well. Schwario says hello to Yvette. Okay. Turd of Prey, Sci-Fi Canadian says, Hail Nerdum, it's me, Turd of Prey 6, Sci-Fi. What can I say? Transporter malfunction. Who the hell is that? Turd of Prey, Sci-Fi Canadian. To subscribers. I don't know. I don't know who that is, but that's how not to be a moderator. Schwario says, I'm thinking of changing my name to Schwario Game about your channel. Although, to be honest, I tend to like shorter names. And we had a disconnection. Interesting. And a reconnection. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on today. One of those days. Star Trek Nitpickers is remember to like. Turd of Prey says peace out, EMP buddy. I don't know, but it's really weird that Turtle Prey was a moderator. Philip Gaming says greetings. I pity the fool. Kapla Philip Gaming. Philip though, he definitely should be a moderator. So, Philip, welcome to being a moderator on the Birdo Prey 5 channel. You want to put in links to any of your videos or anybody else's you want to promote, you have the power. Star Trek Nitpickers is Beverly Crusher talks April Fools for others and puts in a link. Turd of Prey says, when the soul is empty, you need Philip Gaming. Mike Richards says, get bird some triox stat. Turd of Prey says, is Holy Gelogia Day every day? Sure. Jim's Landscape has shaved his hair off today and put in a link to a video. Turtle Prey says it was the lack of Easter chocolate. Lobster Tail, Claw, Monlo Prey. Indeed. Hakeem says robin eggs are one of my favorite candies. I wish they were around year-round besides Easter. Daniel's Hot Topic says, hello, bird. Hail, Karoga. Hail, Karoga, Daniel. Sci-Fi Sith Dan is here. Says, Kapla, bird. Kapla, Sci-Fi Sith Dan. Nitpickers is saying also, Kapla to Daniel. Hakeem says, hello, Turd o' Prey. Turd o' Prey. Sci-Fi Canadian? Is that it? Is it Turtle Prey Sci-Fi CDN? Is that Canadian? Hello, Hakeem. Sci-Fi Sit Dan says hello to people. Daniel's Hot Topic says, I was on a Trackyards vid and it was brand new, talking about Kelvin Universe. Star Trek 4 has been announced and I was excited, but then I thought April Fools, so now I really doubt we will ever see it. I saw the Trackyards video about Star Trek 4 confirmed, and then I realized it was April 1st, and I never clicked on it because exactly what I expected, that it was going to be an April Fool's video. But God damn it, not going to let Captain Foley and Cockney, Commander Cockney, whatever the hell his name is, he's not going to get me again with their April Fools. videos. Oh my. I think I mispronounced. Yeah, I mispronounced that last one. Well. Turn of prizes for a funny April 1 video. Check out the lockpicking lawyer. Lol. A lockpicking lawyer. Turd of Prey said, "Hail, Lord of Prometheus." Nitpickers puts in a rant emoji. Turd of Prey says the eclipse is going to make people woke from AS from woke from TE Texas to Vermont. Texas to 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Hello, 47 Yorktown. Kapla. Daniel's Hot Topics says, hey, the sci-fi Dan. How's it going? Cody Guy says, happy April Fools. Kapla, Cody Guy. Captain Fandom Nerd says, hello, the sci-fi Dan. The Traveler is here and puts in the bird of prey, mom of prey, sis of prey, nephew of prey, sassy, and alpaca emojis. And the Traveler says, at work will lurk. Daniels Hot Topics says, one of the conspiracy theories are that when the eclipse happens and CERN fires up the Hadron Collider, they will inadvertently open a portal to another dimension and let celestial being through. That's a conspiracy theory, Daniel, because I am pretty certain that that is a whole heck of hooey. Complete and utter hooey. Why would turning on CERN during an eclipse be any different than turning on CERN any other time of the year? It makes no effing sense that the position of the moon relative to the sun and random spots on Earth would have anything to do with CERN. It just doesn't make a lick of sense. It's almost worse than the cell phones. At least the cell phones, when I read that article, they could give me at least some understanding as to why cell phone service might actually be interrupted. It would put even less into why CERN would be any different on an eclipse day. Especially when CERN is going to be nowhere near the eclipse. Daniel says, let them through to our world. You know what? If it lets a celestial being into our world, I guess maybe that's a good thing. Why complain? Star Trek Nitpicker says, my heart goes out to you, Birdo Prey and Mamo Prey. Oh, thank you, Star Trek Nitpickers. It just never stops. It never stops. And it just, especially for Mamo Prey, I just try and wish she could get some time, some downtime, some time when she could just rest and enjoy herself and her time with Nephew O'Prey, but
I do enjoy the time, Joe. I do.
I know you do, but it's not. It's exhausting, and I can see it, and it's not fair to you. It's not fair to me. It's certainly not fair to the whales.
Right.
Damn, can't somebody remember George and Gracie? It's not good for me. It's not good for them. Mike Richards says New York dares to threaten Quiroga. This means war. Well, unfortunately, New York can outspend Quiroga $1 billion to 1 at the moment. Hakeem says, is Bird pulling a Wesley Snipes? No, Wesley Snipes has a lot of fucking money. Wesley Snipes has multiple homes. Daniel's Hot Topics says, sorry, Bird. I go to now heading out to Popeyes for some chicken. It's the special today. Take care, Bird, and I'll see you later. Take care, Daniel. Enjoy your day at Popeyes. I used to love. I used to love chicken. Now I'm kind of afraid chicken isn't the best for me. But I don't know. One day I guess I'll eat it again.
Oh, I got
Yeah. Where are we? Where are we? Sorry, guys, it jumped. Hakeem says, see you, Daniel. Bring back a wing or two. The lovely Sherry is here. Says, hi, Kapla, lovely Sherry. Turd of Prey says, if you're gone, I will keep your throne warm. Captain Fandom Nerd says to Daniel, bring me some spicy. Yes, the spicy is what I used to like. Popeyes. Deej Odyssey, Kapla Deej. Deej, I got some bad news about your pink bunny chocolate. Oh, Sis O'Prey or Mom O'Prey. Somebody bought, or the Easter Bunny, excuse me. The Easter Bunny brought Nephew O'Prey a pink bunny chocolate Easter Bunny, to which Nephew O'Prey decided to eat the head first. And
devoured the whole thing.
then, yes, well, Deej got video of the head going. But then, not too long after the head, the rest of the body completely consumed. Deej consumed. It was very weird. Just stay. Yeah, he really didn't go for much of the other candy. It was just that pink bunny. He was fascinated by eating it. Deej's T-Berg, come on. Even I figured it out. Well, Deej, T-Berg I thought had more subscribers. Sci-Fi Sith Dan says Kapla. to Mike Richards and Deej. 47 Yorktown says howdy to Deej, and thanks for the Easter eggs. Deej says, hi to Sci-Fi and to 47 Yorktown. Couldn't have been mine. I only gave out rotten eggs, says Deej. Sci-Fi says dances Kaplata 47. Turd O Pray says, hello, bird. April Fools. Well, hello, what? I don't know who you are. Deej says it will take him 20 minutes. All I had to do was look at the profile and I saw it was T-Bird. Well, God damn it. Now I gotta put them back as a moderator. Son of a bitch. Okay, welcome back, T-Berg. I figured it was you. Deej, it'll take him like 20 minutes. It was probably 40. Deej with the Sisso Pray emojis. JP's is another ship. Just took out another bridge. Deej says, and some fool tried to ram their car into FBI headquarters in Atlanta. JP says, was it a Toyota? Kapla, JP says Sci-Fi says Dan. Jedi Bill, Kapla, Jedi Bill. Hail, Karoga. Deej has no idea what it was. What type of car it was. JP's is war, another crusade, maybe. It's a lab-grown chicken, says JP's. Deej says soulless chicken. Well, if it is lab-grown, then it is soulless. That is true. Deej is all these, that people really think that KFC had to change their name because they don't actually serve chicken anymore. That it's just some kind of lab-grown meat product, which is nonsense, obviously. Deej says, guess I'm just a ghost then? Why would you? Oh, because you're soulless? Because you eat soulless chicken? Oh, no. I don't think that's how it works. JP says, oh, wow, that kid is going to be in some chocolate pains. No, it wasn't that big of a rabbit, but it wasn't life-size. 54.5 Access Radio says hashtag Soylent Deej. It's silent. It's people. It's rabbit. It's pink rabbit. Deej says hey to 54. Jim's Landscape says hey to Jedi Bill. And Sci-Fi says Dan says a kapla to 54.5. Access Radio. So the other thing I had was this crazy dream. Again, it's a dream. It's too hard to explain in full, but it involved, I knew I was sick and I knew I couldn't walk, yet I was walking with Mamo Pray, and we were traveling, and there was a guy who was following us around who looked like somebody I used to work with. And I finally asked him, "Are you so and so?" And I felt embarrassed to ask. I was like, I didn't say, "Are you?" I said, you are. And his name was, I don't want to out the guy's name, but you are David, and his last name. And he tries to say no, but then he's like, "Of course it's whatever." And he's like looking at me like I honestly didn't know who he was, but he was somebody just, it's been 15 years. Obviously, people are going to change. So I really didn't know if it was him or not. And he said, "Of course it's me." And he tried to endow himself to me. And but then it turned out the whole reason he was following me and Lalo Frey was because he had taken over my house with squatters, and he was running the house like he was running the house like it was a hospital for how do I put this? Not homeless people, but new age, almost homeless people. They like a commune. They had come together almost as a commune, and they didn't have money for a house, so they just took over my house. But the stuff that was here, of which there's like substantial amount of medical equipment and supplies, they were using it legitly. I mean, granted, in real life, they wouldn't be able to last a month with the supplies, but they were using it like they had been using it for months. And they were trying to do good for people, even if it wasn't necessarily the crowd of people I would like to hang out with. But I got home and I was expecting to see something terrible. And when I got home, I was kind of debating to myself, is this really that bad? To the point when I woke up, I wondered, I mean, obviously, I don't want strangers in my house, and obviously, not. But I wondered if I shouldn't call that guy and see, maybe he has some idea or something. Not that I mean, the thing is, he wasn't a nurse. He wasn't a nurse. He was a chef. So it would be ridiculous for him to have any real ideas on what I need. But I don't know. He could be out there enough that he knows somebody or something weird. Deed says, when I wasn't in this crazy dream of birds this time. No, you were not, Deed. Professor Brainy Specs says, Bruno Play 5, Salty said that Kurdistan is ready to surrender to Karoga. And is that something he said other than on April 1st, Professor? Hakeem says hippies. Yeah, kind of hippies. And yeah, there were a couple of of women involved in the dream, and you know, they were kind of open to well, they didn't they didn't kind of they didn't get repulsed immediately by my physical uh, attractiveness. So, but they're just so fucking dirty. Oh my God, hippie women. They're so effing. It's not that they look dirty per se in my dreams, but I just know they're dirty. It's very hard to get over. Just say weirdos, Bird, weirdos. Yeah, Deej, but so the other part of the dream was that my quote unquote real friends, they were also trying to protect my house from these weirdos. So they had also taken over different rooms of the house. It was really weird, but I realize now I can't even begin to describe that particular dream without well, anyway, let's see what's going on today on okay, well, we have one Dear Bops. We'll come to that later. April holidays. And we have 33 holidays listed for April 1st. April Fool's Day. And of course, if you were to actually tie somebody's laces together like this, you would probably be arrested. You'd probably be arrested, probably be considered a hate crime. And even though you could go into your local Walmart, pile up $699 worth of stuff, and literally just walk out the door with it and the cart, and no police would come after you if you did this and somebody fell and hit their head, even if they just got a bloody nose, you'd probably go to jail. So, do not tie people's shoes together on April Fool's Day. It is the Assyrian New Year. I don't know what Assyrians are, but I will guess. It's Boomer Bonus Days. What is that? Is that like extra days off at Walmart? Here are why you can honor the generations known as baby boomers. Oh, should we honor the boomers? Mama Pray, do you think your generation should be honored? Boomer Bonus Day is celebrated April 1st every year. Don't know what Boomer Bonus Day is? Have you ever been to a store and seen a senior citizen get a discount on the first day of April? The store is celebrating baby boomers. There are people who were born between 1946 and 1964. The population size of boomers is estimated to be about 71.6 million in the US, making up about 21.45% of the population. The generation deserves to be treated specialty because they have a significant impact on the US economy. The term boomer is derived from the boom in births that took place after return of soldiers from World War II. Then why does it go to 1964? Anyway, I'm not reading it all. Happy Baby Boomer Bonus Day. Mama Pray. Community Garden Week. See, now that's like a hippie woman kind of thing to do. She tends to the community garden. A national day and holiday in Cyprus. It's Dingus Day. That's basically the same as April Fool's. Easter Monday. There are different and interesting traditions surrounding the Monday that comes immediately after Easter Day. I was talking about this earlier with somebody. Yeah. Easter Monday, not a religious holiday per se, but a world holiday. Edible Book Day. Prepare your appetite for today. We feast on books and their words. An edible book? I've never heard of an edible book. Fossil Fools Day. Let's move away from fooling others and doing something good for our environment. I think having fuel is something good. International Fun at Work Day. You know what? That's real. That is, everybody should have fun at work. I know it wouldn't be work if you're having fun, no. International Tatting Day? The fuck is tatting? It's an annual event that celebrates the traditional craft of lace tatting. I'm guessing this is a picture of it. I did not know that was a thing. Uh-oh. Library Snapshot Day. The library remains a place to gather in the spirit of learning and having fun. Professor Brainy Specs is here. Why didn't Professor Brainy Specs tell us about today being Library Snapshot Day? And is it true that your libraries is a center of learning and having fun? Because I heard that you were not supposed to have fun at the library. And I heard librarians get very, very angry if people start having fun in the library. It's a Lupus Alert Day. Lupus Alert Day raises awareness about the deadly autoimmune disease known as lupus. Of course, Dr. House would tell us it's never lupus. Mathematics and Statistics Awareness Month. I actually just watched a video. I'm sure it's probably coming up for a lot of you. It's, I think it was called the most interesting article on Wikipedia. It's a YouTube video. It's making its rounds. And if you see it, it's a very colorful display, and they basically made a graph or a chart of every Wikipedia article and how it links to every other Wikipedia article. And the more links it gets, the bigger the circle is. And it looks like a child threw a whole bunch of different color paints together, and it just kind of, you know, it looks like some type of abstract artwork. But when he talks about it and he zooms in, you can see that it's actually millions of dots, and each dot represents a Wikipedia article, and then they are they're set up so that each article that connects physically is a link to an article in Wikipedia, so you can see the links, and it ends up being separated into, I don't know, 42 categories. If for whatever reason he feels that 42 or 43 major categories make up all of Wikipedia. Now, it's weird as to how, I guess it must be a numbers thing, because it's not that there's like one major category is the United States. In fact, that's the biggest category, I believe he said, in Wikipedia. Then there's something like to say, okay, maybe there'll be US presidents, but then there's another category that's villages of Iran. Villages of Iran. There's just weird things. You wouldn't expect them to be categories. Like you say, okay, you would think law, science, mathematics, art, but it's not like that. It's not like a real encyclopedia or anything that you would. It's not like if you were actually trying to if I had a library and I was trying to make different departments, or a bookstore. Bookstores used to have, this is maps or atlases, and this is dictionaries, and this or references, and this is literature. No, it wouldn't have any of those. It would just John Araki gifted 5 Rogan memberships. Thank you so much, John Araki. What do we have? Jim's Landscape LLC was gifted a membership. Nixie was gifted a membership. Space Kissinger was gifted a membership. Cam's Crash Pat Forces was gifted a membership. The food's here, I'm afraid. And John Gill was also gifted a membership by John Araki. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, John Araki. What was I talking about? Yes, 6 degrees of Wikipedia. That was similar. Professor Brainy Speck says they encourage fun. JP's is low. No one is allowed to have fun at work. I used to, JP's. When I was working, I used to have so much fun. I honestly, I would think, I was like, they don't understand. God help me if they ever realized how little I would have done my work for. The place I used to work, I was getting paid a lot of money. I mean, granted, I was a smart guy. I was saving them, a ton of money. After the fact, they found that out. But I was an engineer. I had, but I was well paid, even for what I was doing. And the truth is, I would have kept that job even if I was being paid bottom of the barrel amount, because nowhere else would I have been having so much fun at work. And I knew that. I knew how lucky I was. And as somebody who may want to start or ever run a business or something, let your employees have a little fun. It goes a long way to keeping them happy. We were going through the days. Okay, we'll get back to that in a second. So Professor Brainy Specs encourages fun. JP says, sure you do. 6 degrees of Wikipedia. Right. So anyway, he actually touched that. There are, it's proof that while like maybe the vast majority of Wikipedia is within 6 degrees of separation of each other, that was, you can get from any Wikipedia article to any other Wikipedia article, usually within 6 clicks. There are, it's not universal. There are quite a few Wikipedia articles that terminate to no other links. There are quite a few Wikipedia articles that have no links from it. There are quite a few that have no links to it. There are quite a few articles that are just complete orphans, have no links to or from it. We had even found one link that just had a link back to itself. Anyway, I was actually not let down. It was a very cool video. So now that I think about it, though, I don't think I liked it, and I certainly didn't subscribe. But yeah, I should go back and find it and make sure I give it a like. Star Trek Nitpickers uses the custom emojis as Crystal Skull, Bird of Prey 5, head in a jar, poker, Kurogan flag, another head in a jar, another poker, and another crystal skull. Thank you, Star Trek Nitpickers. John Araki says, first of the month, EBT and SNAP memberships, Kurogan government assistance. Thank you, John Araki. Cam's Crash Forces says, John Araki, thanks, John. That's awesome of you. Appreciate it. I've been listening while making some split pea soup. And Cam says hello to everyone. Mikey Sue's 4 says hello, bro, bird, and happy April Fool's Day, Kapla, and hail the Kurogan Alliance. Kapla, Mikey Sues. And Mikey Sues has, for those who don't know, Mikey Sues has got a new computer, and Mikey Sues is sounding better than ever. Better than ever. No problems. He can stream for hours and hours and hours. And yesterday he was on with LDG, and then today he was streaming on his own, and I was only there for a little bit because I was asleep most of the time, but what little I saw, it sounded great, and it's really good to see Mikey completely able to stream again. So congrats, Mikey. Mike Richards is the dreaded Wikipedia Mobius link. That would be hilarious. Yes. Yeah. Hakeem says Kaplata, Mikey. Mikey Sue's saying Kapla to people. Yes. Congrats. It's also today, April 1st, Miles Day, not O'Brien, not Miles O'Brien. National Connor Day. It's National Fun Day. Time to get a little silly and have some fun, because it's National Fun Day. So it's both National Fun at Work Day and National Fun Day. International Fun at Work Day, but National Fun Day. Whatever. National Greeting Card Day. Grab your art supplies and witty puns. It's National Greeting Card Day. National Loyal Day. Loyal is a rare gender-neutral name that simply means loyal or faithful. So the name means what it means. What the fuck? The name loyal means loyal. I don't think that's how definitions are supposed to work. National 1 Cent Day. From riches to riches, learn all about the humble 1 cent. National Sourdough Bread Day. Sourdough bread is full of bugs, some 50 million yeast, and 5 billion lactobacilli bacteria. I'm pretty sure under no definition are yeast considered bugs. National Trombone Players Day. All I can think of is the sound effect with the trombone. Boom, 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 boom. Nature Day. April 1st is Nature Day. And I can tell you, it is not looking to be a good April for the tree in front of my house. We had this beautiful water lily magnolia tree. The tree blooms and full of white petals, thick white petals for like 2 weeks a year. And unfortunately, it has already started blooming because we had a couple of warm days, but now it's cold. The temperature's going back down for a few weeks. And it's going to be raining more days than not for the foreseeable future. So it seems like I would say it's very unlikely the tree is going to ever reach a full bloom, which sucks because if you get a good, 1 week maybe where it looks really good, full and white and thick, but if you don't get the chance for those to grow in, they never do, and you gotta wait again till next year. Over the summer, the green leaves will grow in, but if the white leaves don't, you miss them. It's too little, too late. Nickelodeon Anniversary Celebration Day. Explore the history of one of the world's largest children's networks and its famous animations. Nickelodeon was the channel to watch when you were a teenager, a preteen. And we were in Florida at Nickelodeon Studios, so close. There were three of us out of 50, maybe 50, I don't know, 25 to 50 kids, and we were there on a tour, and we were trying to get onto Double Dare, and in order to make it onto it, you had to come on. You had to play a game of Simon Says. And me, Ciso Prey, and 20 to 30 other kids were all on stage. And at the end, we got down. Finally, I forget exactly what they said, but like half or more, like 10 or 20 people were cut. I mean, it was just down. After that, it was just me, Ciso Prey, and this one other kid. And we're like, phew. Like, oh boy, that was a close one. But I was like, okay, we clearly made it through Simon Says segment. They figured we're going on to another segment to figure out, okay, who was really going to get on. And so the guy said, okay, you guys can stand up now, because we were holding a weird position. And I remember like being bent over not on my back, but bent over with like one arm up and one arm down. It was an awkward position to be in. As a kid, it wasn't hard. It just was awkward. And the son of a bitch said, he looked at us. He said, okay, you guys made it. You can stand up now. And both me and Ciso Prey immediately stood up. For sure. We were all ready to go. And then he looked at us. And I was like, nope. Simon didn't say. And that other kid, that son of a bitch, they got it. You know what? As much as I cursed this kid for a long time, he played it. He or she. I don't even remember. I don't even remember if it was a guy or a girl. He or she. He played it better. He played it better than me or Ciso Prey. So it was their family who ended up on Double Dare, which
No, we sent
which in hindsight, I don't know, because I don't know that Mom O'Prey and Dad O'Prey would have wanted to be on. And you had to go on with your parents on that show.
Do you think either one of us would have refused, guys?
No, you wouldn't have refused it, but in I don't know. I just, I don't know that you would have loved it. Mikey Seuss says, thank you so much, Bird. You're one of my best inspirations and best friends. Oh, Mikey. I appreciate the kind words. Jedi Bill says a penny saved is $1 earned. Maybe it is today because of inflation. Mikey Seuss says hello to Bill. Professor Braining Specs got a thunderstorm moving in. Okay, be safe, Professor. Be safe. Stanley says, why don't we plant fruit trees everywhere? Well, I tell you, I don't like fruit trees because the fruits fall and they attract animals. They attract animals that I don't like to see. When I bought my house, I had a fruit tree in my backyard. I think it was a peach tree, and I opened my window one day, my bedroom window, which looked out at this peach tree, and I opened the window, and there was a very ugly, not a raccoon, a possum, and it was like, nope. I was like, we don't need a peach tree in my backyard. I don't need possums coming up and trying to eat the peaches that were falling on the ground, rotting in the dirt on the ground. And plus, I figured they would also probably attract bees, or other animals. I do not like bees or any type of stinging insects. So one of the first things I did when I got my house was had a landscaper remove all the trees, little trees from my backyard. And all the old people used to grow food back there. I had everything removed and just replaced with grass. Instead of useless oak and spruce. Are you serious? Oak and spruce, those are great trees. Trees that grow food. Wouldn't it be cool to be on a walk and just reach up and grab a snack? There are places like that, Stanley, in California, where there's just citrus, not citrus, but sometimes citrus, but where fruit trees grow everywhere, and not just California. It happens in Arizona too. There's places where it's just trees everywhere, and people do just grab snacks, and it causes problems sometimes over whether it's public or private. right? If you have a tree and it's hanging over to a public sidewalk, is it legal? Is it legal to somebody to pull an apple off a tree that's hanging over a public sidewalk? I don't know. I've heard good arguments for both things. It's also Saint Stupid Day. I did not get down this far. Saint Stupid Day. If you want to improve, be content with being thought foolish and stupid. That is about the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Saint Stupid Day. The U.S. Air Force Academy Day. Join us as we delve into the exciting history of the U.S. Air Force. And finally, April 1st, the White House Easter egg roll. Pick a color and get ready to roll at the White House Easter egg roll. That is quite the number of holidays. Oh my God. Famous Bearer is here. Kapla, Famous Bearer. Famous Bearer says rain is better than frost. That is true. That is true. Stanley says Bird almost made it into a Nickelodeon documentary. No, it wasn't a documentary. It was just a regular Nickelodeon TV show. Their weekly Double Dare or daily Double Dare. They used to take it from people who were at the amusement park. Well, not amusement park. It was the studio. It was the Nickelodeon Studios tour. And if you went on tour, you got to compete to be on Double Dare. Stanley says, want to be on TV, kid? Simon says, touch this. Show us on the doll exactly where Simon said. I didn't realize the big producer guy was the fat computer kid from Head of the Class. Head of the Class. That's is a TV show. I don't think I've seen an episode of Head of the Class since it was last on television. I could tell you, I've never seen it on a streaming service. I've never seen it on an old-time TV station. Stanley says, I used to watch it all the time. Was great with the Scottish guy. I don't even remember the Scottish guy. I do remember the computer guy was a wee bit overweight. Kind of played into that trope. It wasn't a trope. Kind of played into the fact that computer people tended to be overweight or underweight. Right? The Simpsons, the episode where Homer had to put on weight. He got a computer. He was like one of the first people to have a computer at home because he was so overweight. The guy he's like, let me guess. Oh, the guy was selling him clothes for being overweight. And he's like, let me guess. You work with computers? You work on a computer? Yeah. He knew. It wasn't. Wasn't fair, but I guess it was true. It was true. People who put their lives into computers tended to be either overweight or underweight. They'd either sit down, eat, and do nothing, or sit down and do nothing, including not eat. Mikey Sue says, what a story. Dee says, it's hailing here and I'm watching. I'm still watching. Well, thank you, Deej. You see, this is why Deej is not a librarian. Stanley has just thought it would be cool to have snacks growing everywhere instead of poison berries or a pine tree. I get you, Stan. It would. It really would. Just we'd have to keep them away from like animals. And Stan says, yeah, I guess they could attract animals. Didn't think of that. Yvette says, Mikey didn't get a chance to say how happy I was. You can now stream with your new computer. Professor says, raining pretty good right now. Hope you stay safe. Mikey Sue says, be careful with lightning strikes. Absolutely. Stanley says, and I was thinking they want to move Trans Day to Easter Sunday. They should move Easter Sunday to April 1st. Stanley says, yeah, Billy Connolly was the teacher in the show for a while. Deej says, Howard Hessman was the first teacher, Dr. Johnny Fever himself. I have no idea what any of these things mean. Stanley says, and that's funny because the show had two geeks, the fat computer kid and his friend, the skinny, dorky nerd. Yep. I forgot. I didn't know that he had a skinny, dorky friend. I'm not surprised. Stanley says, but yeah, there was a 4-part documentary about some essay problems on Nickelodeon TV shows. I was not fully aware of that. I heard something. Stanley says, Deej, honestly says, right from KSRP, WKRP. Deej says, yeah. And Deej says, fun fact, if Turtistan people take a shower, it's only when it rains. But that's if they decide to take a shower. That is fair enough. Okay, guys. Let's get to Dear Bob. We now have 3 Dear Bobs. So there we go. Dear Bob, you can always send in your Dear Bobs at BertoPrey5.com/Dear Bob. I am a certified life expert. And yeah. Let's see. Dear Bob, update from Korogan Research Labs. Okay, so this is not true, Dear Bob. Professor Farnsworth, Director, dated Monday, April 1st, 2024. The date checks out. Good news, everybody. We're making significant progress on the secret weather control device. We have scheduled a test for next Monday, April 8th. We will actually try to block the sunlight from a segment of the United States. Wish us luck. Hail Karoga. Hail Karoga. And I hope the Montgomery Burns team is on that case. Since the dawn of time, man has wished to destroy the sun. One of the greatest lines in The Simpsons. Man, I miss The Simpsons. One of these days, I think I'll start watching it again. I just hope they can find a way to cut out the last God knows how many seasons. And I just want a way to put seasons 1 through 20 on random. That's all I want. Random 1 through 20. Dear Bob, can you say fuck you to whoever it was that got me on April Fool's, saying I would have a pizza delivered at noon and it never came? Thanks. I won't dox the jerk. Just say fuck you. Thanks again, Deej. Fuck you to whoever it was that got him on April Fool's saying would have a pizza delivered at noon and it never came. I won't dox a jerk. Just say fuck you. Oh no, Deej, did this really happen today? Oh no. Fuck you, LDG. I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing. Oh my God. Did he really get you, Deej? Did LDG really get you on April Fool's Day? Oh my God. That's so embarrassing. Poor Deej. And he will get my Deej says, yeah, and I will get my revenge. Oh my God. Okay. Dear Bob, I wanted to give everyone an update on my boy Rex. After going to the vet's visit last week, he has been doing much better. It is unbelievable how much better he is doing. He is pooping like a champ, not puking, and walking around like he owns the place. I was really worried the other day and thought it might have been the time to make a hard call, but it looks like he's going to be with us for a bit longer. I cherish every day because you never know. Rex and I thank everyone who actually cared and gave their best wishes. Love you all, and I will continue to strive forward for the free net and change the world, whether the world wants it or not. And thanks again to everyone. And there's a link, and there's Rex. Oh, very cool, Rex. Glad you are feeling better. Really, really am. And I'm really glad that that wasn't some type of setup for me, because if it was, I would have fallen for it just like I did when I was on that Nickelodeon Studios tour. Deej, LDG says, blame me, okay. Multi-Gunman says, bird. And Deej says, oh, it wasn't LDG. It wasn't LDG this time. See, I wasn't blaming you, LDG. I was giving you credit. I was giving you credit. Multi-Gunman says, hey, bird, how's it going? Not too bad, Multi-Gunman. Not too bad. Which is knocking wood, because it's been a really rough few days, and we're going to have some tough days ahead of us. Jim's Landscape says, oh my. The multi-gun man says, Deej, what's new? Deej says, I'm banned, gunman. You're not banned. Multi-gunman says, Deej, when are you going to ban me? And Deej says, on February 30th. That's a long ways away. Let's see what's going on. News briefing. Anything of interest? Actor John Cardoza robbed by panhandler in New York City shop. Why is it news when he gets robbed, but all the other people get robbed? New York City to lay off 430 employees across different divisions. Bitcoin price slips below 70,000 as volatility spikes ahead of April halving. Let's see. Target, Starbucks, and Taco Bell among 6 major chains closing doors in just one U.S. city, probably New York. Man is suffering consequences after living on cruise ship for 23 years. What consequences could you really suffer? The multi-gun man has been trying, the Bird of Prey 5 has been trying to ban me for several months. I keep dodging him. That's simply not true. Okay. Let's check out this Star Trek episode that aged best, makes less sense than ever. Star Trek Next Generation episode Darmok is a famously about an alien culture that only communicates in metaphors. And much of its drama comes from Picard trying to communicate with one of these aliens while both their lives are on the line. In recent years, many fans have pointed out that most of us now communicate using memes as metaphors, meaning we have become more like these aliens than ever before. In that sense, the episode has aged well. But here's the thing. The more you think about the language and culture in Darmok, the less any of it makes sense. The first and most obvious problem with Darmok is the metaphors all seem to be tied to past events and past stories. But how could anyone convey some kind of brand new discovery or knowledge by using only clumsy metaphors of the past? The Temerian captain reassures Picard that his time with the deceased Dathan will be recorded as Picard and Dathan at El Adril. But how would even the most gifted storyteller weave a new story when he can only use old stories as a fabric? Another major problem with the communication in Dharma is that it seems designed to describe situations that are both very complex and slightly abstract. This is why Picard is able to eventually communicate. Oh my God. How do you accomplish complex tasks? Yeah, okay. You know what? It was a good episode. Shut the fuck up. How about that? How about that? Thomas Potts. Thomas Potts says, I love Karoga. We know it must be April Fool's. Thank you, Thomas. Congratulations. Welcome to Karoga, Thomas. Welcome to Karoga. I think we're gonna call it a day there, guys. I still feeling okay, and I want to get some dinner. So thank you all for coming and hanging out here. I really appreciate it. We'll see how the week goes. I don't know. The multi-gun man says, shut the fuck up. How about that? Says Bird Okay. Kapla all, bird out. Happy April Fool's Day. Oh boy, Mom. Oh, pray. I can't wait. I got that microphone off and I'm tired of all these people. And I can't wait. If they only knew what I really thought about them. That Deej guy.
Oh, stop it. You don't have the microphone off. Yeah. Don't April Fool to everybody.
That's not true. I'm fully against April Fools. A microphone is surely off.
Yeah, no, I don't believe it.
Oh my God, did I leave the microphone on?
Yeah. You had me almost drop all my papers that I'm working on. I didn't know what was wrong. I wanted to know about. My God.
I'm sorry. Kafla all. Bird out.